It's Wildcard weekend, but it doesn't mean that we aren't going to win Battle Royale. We have another week to pluck into these minds, delve as deep as possible with Nerdy Tenor simulations. Let's get after it.
It's Short King Summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers is just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks constipated. It's Short King Summer.
All right, boys. Not sure if this will be the last week or not. I assume there will probably be a BR next week, and then it'll be PTPs for the conference championship. And then I if I remember correctly, they do a version of the Super Bowl contest. They do.
Really?
They do like some. In my memory, they do like the big game, and it's like showdown. You know, when there's no
some showdown thing.
Yeah, they used to have 3-man. Was it 3-man 4-player teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
actually kind of interesting. Becomes totally a straight up ownership game.
Yeah, totally. A combinations game.
Yep.
I'm pretty excited to get into it because obviously I've been doing playoff best ball, so I've only got 12 main BRs in, but I don't even have to run the numbers to know that this is the worst the ADP has ever been. Like there's like 2 glaringly obvious mistakes that I don't understand what is happening. I guess it's because no one's done any content for this yet because everyone just is piling into these playoff best ball drafts. But I am hoping that the Nerdy Tenor Sims align with what I think the obvious mistake.
I think I know what one of them might be.
I bet you have the top one, which is the field is just treating Jalen Hurts like he's not going to play in this game, despite the fact that he has been at practice all week, and the line indicates that he's starting, and he said that he's playing, and the coach said that he's playing, and Schefter said that he's playing, but people are like, I don't know, man. What if he misses? What if I have to swap to Justin Herbert? The world might end. I might lose my $7. I've never seen anything like it. Hurts was a second round BR pick all year, every week, and now you could just get him in the last round. It's absurd.
Yeah, so interestingly, that wasn't one of the ones I was thinking of, but that's a good one. So I drafted like 15 of these between yesterday and today. And this morning I rebuilt with the 3 sites that updated their projections today. And I have noticed him not going that often, and I just looked now, and my stuff thinks that Jalen Hurts should be drafted like 86% of the time.
Yeah.
And he's nowhere close to that number right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So even if my number's wrong, it's still almost.
Do all your sources have him playing?
I'm pretty sure. Gotta be, yeah.
Yeah, if
has to be.
Ask for your refund back if you're not having Jalen Hurts projected in. I don't think the Eagles would be 5-point favorites in a playoff game with Tanner McKee starting at quarterback, but that is just
right.
That is just my sideline opinion. Brian, do you want us to solve your game real quick? You're playing Brian is having to play a Normie fantasy game that he wants us to solve.
Yeah, let's bang this out.
Okay.
So I have it's like a one and done. So I'm trying to read the rules here.
You can only use a player once, or yes or no?
You could only use a player once, but it's one by position. So like if you want a Chiefs player, you can take Kelsey, you could take Mahomes, but you can't take both.
Correct. So in a given week, this is what you do. Assuming you are playing with normies, and I'm assuming that you are playing with normies, this is not a high-level game. You simply play the highest projected players from the teams that are not favored to win. So, for example, you would take Jaden Daniels. You would take, I am assuming the highest projected running back on a team not favored to win is Jacobs. That's probably close. I'm assuming Puka is probably the highest projected wide receiver on a team that is an underdog. And it might be Freiermuth, highest projected tight end on a team that is a dog. And then you just repeat that each week.
And there's one difference is the tight ends get a point per 5 yards, so double.
Okay, so tight end is more important. And this is a cumulative scoring, not a survivor situation where it's just the most points in the end.
It is. What's the difference?
Well, so I've played in versions of this where half the field gets lopped off each week. So the bottom half of scoring.
You're still in. Yeah, you're still in the whole time. So if you have like guys in the last games who go off for some reason, and you're only one.
Yeah. So it's basically the FFPC contest, but you reselect each week.
It's the FFPC contest, but you don't you select right now and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like you can't change your pick.
Oh, so you have these for all 4 rounds. You don't do a new team each week.
No, all 4 rounds.
Okay.
3 QBs, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends, 2 flex, 1 kicker, 2 defense.
Well, then that's really easy. This is just the FFPC contest then.
Yes, I think it is very close.
So you just
tight ends get.
And there a Super Bowl multiplier?
I don't think so. Let me read through this.
So you take Mahomes, and then your pick of Josh or Lamar. You take Jalen Hurts. You said 2 running backs?
2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 flex.
So you take Jahmyr Gibbs, and you take whichever one. If you take Lamar, you take Barkley. If you took Hurts, you take.
Okay, hold on. Slow down here, guy. So our 3 QBs, we got Daniels.
Oh no, you don't.
No?
If this is one team, set it, forget it for all 4 weeks. Take.
So you want guys who are going to be around. Obviously.
You want Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles, Lions, and no one else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell me those names.
All right, Mahomes. Who do you think is more likely to win, the Ravens or the Bills, when they play each other?
Oh God, damn. That's tough. Ravens, I guess.
So you'd take Lamar.
All right.
And then you would take Jalen Hurts.
RB.
You'd take Gibbs and Barkley.
WR.
All right, you took Lamar.
Yeah. So no more Ravens.
Well, okay, so no more Ravens.
We can flip afterwards if you don't like something.
Yeah. So actually, I think you do take Daniels because you're gonna want Kelsey at tight end. So I think flip that.
Okay. Wait, you can't take Kelsey because you already took Mahomes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying take
gotcha.
Daniels instead of Mahomes. I think in the contest you just want Kelsey for the Chiefs. I think in this.
That was my guess too, because isn't he the best tight end? And this is a tight end heavy.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though he hasn't had a good season, who gives a shit?
Yeah. So we don't have a bill yet. You know what? Do Josh instead of Lamar and put Henry in at running back.
Henry instead of Gibbs and Barkley, or that put him at flex?
We want Barkley to be our Eagle.
Right. So we got Barkley already, but what about Henry? Do we want Gibbs gone, or we want Henry?
No, put him in flex. Yeah.
Flex.
Yeah.
Do we care about dupes in this? Is that unlikely?
Dude, someone's gonna turn up in this with like Olamide Zacchaeus. Like the people play these contests, they do go so far off optimal. 3 wide receivers,
2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. You need 1 more tight end.
Jefferson and Puka.
We need a tight end and a flex.
All right, so tight end, we don't have. What team do we not have?
Let's bring up the playoffs.
I'm mapping this out all mentally.
That's impressive. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's actually
my brain has been doing nothing.
Maybe this will help. I'll share my note.
Yeah, we need a
complex.
Yes, there we go. Chat got there. It's Lad who we need.
Lad at Flexton?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the chat is right.
And then one
Yes.
kicker and 2D.
So we don't want any Steeler, and we do not want any Bronco. Sorry, Dan.
It's okay.
So we want Kaimi Fairbairn at kicker. That's the Texans kicker.
Isn't it Fairbarn?
Yeah.
Or is it BER?
We're missing a Buccaneer. And we have Daniels. Yeah, I think we go Buccaneers defense.
It says we got to take a player from each teams, right? So wouldn't we have to take someone from the Broncos?
Is that right?
Because there's 2 Ds.
Oh, 2 D. Okay, yes. Sorry, I was using FFPC rules. Yeah. So do.
I don't really think the Ravens are going to make the Super Bowl. I was just whatever. That's a tough call.
Do Pat Freiermuth as your second tight end.
Okay. How do you spell Freiermuth?
You got UTH. Then Will Lutz as your second kicker.
You only need one kicker, 2 Ds.
2 Ds. Okay, so Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Steelers.
Bucks and the Steelers.
Or,
Bucks and the Broncos.
Not Steelers. Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah. There we go.
Is that it? Is this the winner?
I don't think I would need to think about this for like 10 more minutes probably to get to like super optimal. Like Daniels might be bad, but I know Kelsey
Daniels
definitely
does seem bad.
But if he gets 2 games, like if they beat and we're playing this like the Buccaneers lose that game, he is like for sure the guy you need in this contest.
And we want our most important positions on the opposite side. Wouldn't we want
we have 2 Eagles? This is wrong.
Wouldn't we want Henry instead of Gibbs because then we have them on the opposite sides, our highest scorers?
Yes. So delete Barkley's name because this is wrong anyway because we have 2 Eagles.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And then who
we need
Packer?
Put Henry there, and instead of Henry and flex, put Jacobs. And our kicker is Fairbairn. So there we go. We solved it. We got there. I knew that was wrong.
Shipper. Yeah, glad I could help.
That is an easy.
You helped as much as I did.
Yeah. That is. I mean, I wouldn't take this to my grave that this is the optimal way to play this contest. But you will have the highest projected team versus your opponents. Actually, do this. Do Bucky in the flex instead of Jacobs, and then change it to Packers D.
There we
go. Are we getting too smart there, Bucky Irving?
No, that would project better.
Yeah, I like that. That's why. And then who we getting out of the D?
The Buccaneers. Change Buccaneers to Packers.
So we don't like the Packers, huh? Who are they playing week 1?
The Eagles. Not good. There is.
I bets too. I've always bet on the playoffs.
Yeah, certainly they can win that game. I don't think they.
This seems like the only non-optimal thing here. Does anyone in chat disagree with that? Daniels as your QB.
The thing is, you have to give up one of the nut quarterbacks to get one of the nut skill position players. Allen is a lock in this format.
Yeah, because it's either Cook or Allen, right?
Yes, but it's either Lamar or Henry, and if we don't have Barkley, you for sure want Henry.
Yeah, so we could go Barkley and then get rid of Hurts, but not really Daniels, though, huh?
There's not another commander you would play, really. No. Like, I would not take... Terry McLaurin is too fancy for this.
And who is the Commanders playing in week 1?
The Buccaneers.
Okay. Yeah.
This is like a twisted mix of fantasy sports and Sudoku.
Here's the deal. All the tight ends in the playoffs this round, or just the tight ends in playoffs, the top 5 fantasy scoring tight ends did not make the playoffs. And to get the second highest scoring tight end, you'd have to fade Lamar or Derrick Henry. So I would not do that.
These guys are playing each other in week 1.
That's fine. Everyone's going to be playing each other at some
Yeah,
point.
I mean, you're going to have to make that at some point. You're going to have that somewhere, but
yeah. Your ideal Super Bowl with this is Eagles Ravens.
And how many do we have? Too many AFC players? 1, 2.
You're going to have one of every. We have one of every team.
Yeah, 5, 6. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. All right. Mike Evans. I don't know about that.
No, we
did Bucky. We did Bucky. Yeah.
We solved it. Bucky
seems safer. Yeah, Daniels does still feel wrong here.
No, but think about it. Think about the 2v2. Anytime you take a commander, you're taking a shitty player. You're taking a player who projects bad.
But that's why I'm like, do you want it at QB? So like, what would be the alternative QB swap here? It's got to be Allen Hurts, right?
I think Allen is a stone lock.
It would be Lamar and then get rid of Henry.
It would be, and then you're taking who? Mark Andrews? It would be you could put Bucky in and then take another one. We are literally just solving one of Brian's Normie games. This is just a game.
I have to do one of these things, one of these FFPCs, but it's a private home league. Yeah. And tight end gets more points. So we want the best tight end for sure.
Yeah. This is basically the FFPC.
Is there another tight end?
Andrews is the best one. Like it's brutal.
There's nothing else. Zach Ertz.
Mixon projects better than Ladd, but is a dog in his game. We could do Ertz there. So you could do Ertz, Russell Wilson. There you go. Or something like that. I think this is right.
Yeah. You got to give up too much to get.
You cannot think of who's saying this. You literally cannot play Patrick Mahomes in this. I don't think.
Right. Yeah. That I think is for sure. It's just there's no other tight end. How can there not be another tight end in the playoffs?
I'm telling you, dude. I've been doing nothing but these playoff best ball drafts. Like it's terrible.
You can't give up Jefferson.
What about Goddard
to get Hawk?
Because who are you playing? Who are you playing at quarterback? What's your 2v2?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you got to go Lamar for sure, and then you lose Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We solved it, buddy.
So I just win then.
I'd make you a -113 favorite versus. I'm telling you, you're gonna have people putting in like you're gonna be like, wow, I could have done this on my own, because I'm telling you, people are gonna turn over like they're gonna have not played any of Josh Allen, Lamar, or Hurts at all. They're gonna turn over Russell Wilson, Bo Nix, and Baker Mayfield.
We got enough solves in the comments. All right. Well, we can move on. I'll just ship it.
-113 odds at the Davis Mattek Sportsbook. There you go. And Daniels and Hurts won't meet until the NFC Conference Championship game, and that eventuality. Bang. It's not too optimal because how many people are in this? Like 20 people, maybe.
Actually, I think there's like 100 or maybe 2.
Like my buddy sent me one of these pools this morning, and he was like, "How do I win this?" And I was like, "How many people?" He's like 75, and I was like, "Go just sort by projected points at each position." Yeah.
This is the March Madness strategy as well with your office pools. You take all the favorites,
and then everyone gets mad when you win because they're like, "You didn't even have any fun. You didn't even pick any 5-12 upsets," and then you just start. Yeah, it's.
Wait, you win those? Not the girl, in Section D in the office.
Oh, yeah,
I've
that's a great.
I've never worked in an office, so have not had the ability. All right, Dan. Anything you had to tweak for only 6 games this week? Anything you want to say before
We're going to
before we
find
hop
some
in?
stuff we might want to tweak and rerun. So the first of these is the usual. So the 3 premium quarterbacks, my software will always take later than the field. So we're going to have to override the computer if we want to get to them, which we probably should. That's number 1. Number 2 is one of the sources a little hot on Josh Jacobs. So Josh Jacobs a little bit.
I noticed that same thing this morning too, looking at projections.
It's not egregiously when you combine it with other sources. It pushes him up, but not stupid high. But we could maybe look at that. Yeah, that's most of it. It likes, and then my stuff likes Puka more than it likes JJ compared to the field, which has that reversed.
That's fine. That's fine. I did see I did the DFS show this morning, and I saw that Cardi had Puka for 24.5 points.
Yeah. I wonder
which
if you changed that.
Felt a little rich to me, but maybe not. All right, well,
it's come down. It's come down. Yeah.
All right. Without further ado,
I'd like to see the nuts and bolts of his sim, Dan, huh?
Oh, what he
Cardi?
does? Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah.
I don't believe Cardi does sim his projections. I believe Cardi still does old school, not old school, but he still does it all on inputs. So he inputs.
So it's an algorithmic base, you're saying?
No, it's like, he does the target share and the team total and all this data. Like hand filling is not the right way to explain it, but it's not I don't believe it's play-by-play derived.
Like a formula?
Yeah. Very complex, very intricate, multi-layered.
Well, that's
formula.
an algorithm, same thing basically. But
I mean, it's the question is whether I think what you're getting at is he's probably doing it analytically, in the sense that it's a large system of equations.
Exactly.
A lot of different inputs.
I think he's using this play-by-play sim, but maybe not.
Well, I have no idea. I'm just trying to characterize what you just said.
Both are valid, and but like he gets floors and ceilings, and like I'm pretty sure he gets like the distribution of.
He does have percentiles,
and that's generally a sign he's doing it from some sort of sim, but maybe not.
I mean, I can ask him.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I don't know. And the answer
we don't need to know the nuts and bolts. It's just interesting to talk about it.
Derek, give us the nuts and bolts. Give us the secret sauce.
Listen, even if it doesn't matter, because it's a lot of work anyways. So like Dan and I can redo something if we wanted to, we can build something, but it's a lot of fucking work. So it's like, there's no, I doubt there'd be any secret. He would tell us that no offense in that, but that we couldn't figure out ourselves. So it's just really just for pure curiosity's sake.
I'm assuming Barkley is the one in your stuff.
It's all up there. So the difference between the top choices is not super huge in my stuff. I would probably just go with ADP for the first few picks, probably. Except we have to decide what to do about quarterback.
I mean, I'm like this. So we don't have to ask for the likes.
Yeah,
old school guys. Davis is on the edge, the cusp of age where it's okay to ask for likes. But Dan and I were too old. We weren't raised that way. Okay, we can't ask for likes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude, I'm out here trying to make a fucking living. Please like my shit. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please become a YouTube member and hang out with me in the Discord, man. You guys don't want me working at State Farm. We're heading into the off season now. Like in season, there's plenty of work. There's sponsorship stuff. There's all that. Like, I don't know what my February is going to look like, So
is this true? I doubt it. How old are you, Kevin or Kev?
I mean, if you go by Kev, how old can you possibly be?
Yeah, no. He's like, I'm 34. He's like, Brian plays Madden. He can't be that old.
52.
Just barely.
It just has me edged out. Just
has Dan edged out.
By a couple.
Way older than me.
We don't have to talk about it right now, but did you watch Skeleton Crew yesterday?
No, because I'm watching it now with family, so I'm gonna catch up when I get there. But I heard it was pretty good. It's a fucking kids show.
I need you to really recalculate yourself. Because some very non kid friendly stuff happens in this episode. Like people die in this
Oh
episode.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it some of the kids? Because then I might actually like the show.
No, the kids do not. You don't like the kids, dude?
Not really.
Oh. Wim is a bit annoying. The rest of them are all pretty good. All right.
I can't stand like any sort of child violence stuff in shows. I like immediately turn it off.
It's true. Clone Wars was a kids show.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
this is really interesting because this is the first time I've only seen one quarterback taken.
Where we might have Lamar as an option.
This is where I might just go ahead and override the computer, take one. Take Lamar or Daniels.
No, I think that is how you like basically that. Remember that 1 week when Josh was like the 3rd overall and we did this big long conversation about like humility and everything.
Yeah.
I think you just let the room do like if a guy's ADP is 7 and you get to and I think you just take him there. All right. So
we just
took
started
Lamar.
middling it. It wants Kyron next.
Sure.
So just straight ADP. So what I've been doing is I middle it. So if my stuff says take Josh Allen 14th and the room says 4th, I look at the midpoint and I'm like, okay, the midpoint of that is 9. So if Josh Allen falls past 9, that's when I'll start. That's sort of how I kind of mix in a little humility / my code could be broken, but not just like IK being everything.
I mean, I think that's pretty fine. I do like this start though. Barkley, Lamar, Kyron.
I don't think you're going to find many Barkley Lamar teams. I think that's going to be relatively uncommon, I would guess.
We'll be fine in the caddy sims, Brian. The cat or not the sims, the caddy ownership projections. They'll love that.
I mean, another thing about middling it, like the way I just described, is that you're also naturally going to get to weirder combos when you end up taking that thing, right? Because by definition, he fell in ADP. So, like, even if you're being too humble, at least your combos are going to be different, right? If that makes any sense. Because you waited.
Yeah, 100%. That makes sense. Yeah.
So, anyway, it's not very scientific, but it seems reasonable.
Wasn't the best ball porno guy a Latino?
Sorry. Fareed is not a white guy. I don't know what ethnicity Fareed is, but he's not a white guy.
Well, just so you know, I keep all of my porno shoots maximally ethnically diverse.
Yeah.
I want the broadest demographic appeal possible. So
that's good.
Balance strategy.
Sure. They don't do that in real porn though, but
a no badger is drafting a good team.
Uh-huh.
How often you see that? No badger just like correlating, taking guys where they're going. Smash.
Yep.
I was surprised at how many good clicks there were in this. Like I was thinking like, 6 games. Like remember week 17 it was an 8-game slate and it was all terrible. Like every pick was just awful.
Yeah, it was just like
yeah, it was all random. This is kind of the opposite of that. I think out of curiosity, actually let's do it this way. Let's wait to see where Hurts goes and let's check the EV of his team when the guy takes Hurts.
I can start solving for the other positions too and see if it's pushing Hurts. Like, let's see. Well, obviously not here since we have a quarterback, as does the guy behind us, in front of us, rather. I assume Hurts is a smash on this guy's next pick. I would assume. Right?
Not like 2-3 years ago. Probably more like 5 to 7 years ago. It was easier to win in DFS. I mean, BBM will never be easy to win.
Yeah. It's like that in everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of truth to it and a lot of Cope.
We are up at the turn. We need 2 wide receivers and a tight end.
I don't know why it's offering up. It's offering up Hawkinson and Kincaid. Pickens, Hawkinson and Pickens or Kincaid,
We'll do-
Johnson, Freiermuth. There's a lot here, actually.
We'll do Hawkinson.
Do Hawk? Okay. And now it's saying, let's see, it's mixing a ton here too. Shakir, Pickens, Cup, Dobbs, Quentin Johnston, Bateman.
Quentin Johnston is a good one. We'll do we have Lamar, so let's do Bateman, right?
Bateman, yeah. That is the one at the top, but it was actually really close. So,
does your inputs have that Zay Flowers is out?
It does. They all do. All three have them out correctly.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for you guys to start panicking. It's being reported that AJ Brown is resting and that he's being managed to stay as healthy as possible for Sunday. Better not take him. Don't take AJ Brown. Don't take Jalen Hurts. I did a stream on Tuesday, and I swear every other YouTube comment was, "Aren't you worried, Jalen Hurts? He might not. I can't believe you're taking Jalen Hurts. I can't believe you think the Eagles are going to win this game." At a certain point, I just need people to learn just a little.
By you winning, that's like.
No, not by me winning, just like learn from experience and things that happen around you, and just like learn to look at a Vegas line.
Oh, because that's my form of teaching the youth of America, Davis. By me winning.
Yeah, you do need to get in this underdog contest, and you do need to win for the good of America and our future.
I thought about it. I mean, maybe I will. It's probably Regs though, right? I'm a Mutt man now.
Yeah, what's your Mutt team looking like? You spent any money yet?
Just on Devin Hester. That
he was in packs, or you spent money on packs to get in.
I got some coins, like just $5. But you get Devin Hester. I gotta get Devin Hester, Davis.
Gotta get Devin Hester. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna need a wide receiver with our final pick. Quentin Johnston goes. This guy was smart, by the way. Humble legend was smart. He saw that both of us had a quarterback behind, and actually he just isn't. Yeah, he just waited. He waited to get his quarterback. What a genius. Yeah, it sounds like AJ Brown just needed to get some rest. Literally, he's quote unquote has a knee injury.
He's not that young. He's got some miles on him.
He does have some miles on him. It's true. Dan, what's the feeling about your Denver Broncos? We picking Marvin Mims here.
Who did he just take? I didn't see. Pickens?
He took George Pickens. Yeah.
Okay. What does it say? It's saying Shakir, Dobbs, Reed, Cup, and then Mims. Mims is 5th, but it likes Shakir actually right now. Shakir, Dobbs, Cup.
He's got no issue with Shakir. This is a pretty chalky team, but offset obviously by the fact that we got Lamar so late.
Right. So
that's something to just really notice. Like if you are trying to approach this more like Peter, where it's all about the combos and the ownership and stuff. Like if you get a crazy faller like that, you get Barkley, Lamar, then you can kind of just take whoever you want because you've already iced out a ton of the field because mathematically ADP just doesn't let that happen.
Right. And here's a really good example where my code is going to underestimate the EV because it's going to be taking Lamar later almost everywhere. And so this combo is not going to be that rare in my stuff. It's going to be much more rare in the real world.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
So, my EV has this at $6.92.
God.
But that's got to be an underestimate for the reason I just described.
Yeah. There's pluses to that too, though.
That's true.
So for example, we estimate these combo percentages somewhat. And so like if you have a wrong estimate and you go, this is 80% combo owned, and we're like, okay, we're just not going to take it because it's 80%. and then it turns out we're wrong, that's a big mistake. Where Dan's is more, it should be about this number. So if they go over that number, they're wrong. If they go under that number, they're wrong again. So I can't lose. So I know the right number is 60%, and I'm just going to draft around 60%.
I can't lose the Peter Overzet strategy. That's just I know one guy who's been successfully running the I can't lose strategy this year, and it's Peter Overzet. So,
oh man, he's just gonna keep winning just because this bid is so good.
Oh, buddy. I'm fully expecting him to have drafted 4 playoff best ball teams and to win playoff best ball off of like one draft he did on a show like that, like Nez was controlling or something. Like it's gonna he's just gonna keep winning.
Oh,
and that's okay.
It's possible.
New attitude for
me.
Is it
okay?
Yeah, new attitude for me. I was even happy for Liam, man. I was even happy for Liam and BBM. All right, let's cook up another one. We might get a little bit of overlay in this because so people are so used to drafting on Saturday. You know, they like BR fills like 60% on Saturday. Can't draft on Saturday, brother. Game start.
Right. Yep. So I just ran the numbers in my stuff. So what is the quote? You know, balanced amount of the time that you get Lamar with Barkley.
Yeah.
And it was in 17% of drafts. I highly doubt it's that high in real life.
No, it's way lower.
It's way lower than that. Yeah. Gotta be. You might never see it again.
Okay. So it's really hard for me to balance this out. Curious your guys' thought on this. Swish Sanders just got a Saquon, AJB, Hurts team. Peter does more stuff like this than I do, where he just is like overstacking and stuff. It's just so hard to get. It's so hard for them to get there as a team. Obviously, 6-game slate, much more likely for them to get there. I mean, you know, only one team might score 30 points in the whole of Wildcard weekend. Different when it's like a 13-game slate. I don't know. Does your stuff have any thoughts on the Uber correlated team stuff with the running back, Dan?
So there's 2 things I think about that. The first is that because what I'm trying to do with the software is just absurdly ambitious and difficult, my sims are quite simplistic. So it could be missing and likely is missing. Pick who you want here based on ADP. I think mine is going to say Bucky or Puka.
Yours is going to say Bucky?
No, excuse me. Barkley or Puka.
Oh, I didn't. I thought. I assumed it was just Henry there. There we go.
Okay. And then, so I was going to say, like, so that's one thing. It's just sim limitations. But the other thing is that there's a lot of value in having in overstacking because it can often make it more likely that you get near the top, even though your chance of getting first is low. So not all of the EV is in first, right? So I mean, and you combine that with an ownership discount. Like if it's very rare to see this overstacked combination, that might make up for the relatively rare case that it gets first. But I do agree the shorter the slate, the more overstacking should be correct, right? That seems obvious.
Yeah. I think that is true. Are you gonna? Oh, it was in the gauntlet.
Oh, that's completely different.
Oh, if it was in the gauntlet, then yeah. I mean, that's just you're living the dream, brother.
What did Liam win?
Liam got 2 teams to the finals in Best Ball Mania 5.
Did he win anything?
I mean, he won $75,000, I think. Not gonna lie, Brian, I'd take 75,000.
I would just throw it out the window. It's like
Liam was 33rd. Shout out to him. Got in a really long argument with him where I literally could not have been more correct, and Liam just refused to back down. It was it was really good.
I like the best ball for the playoffs over DFS. Go ahead, make your picks though.
Yeah, I agree. Playoff. Yes. Okay. After this draft, JMC, please remind me on this. I'm gonna summarize. I'm gonna summarize the argument for Dan, and we'll get his opinion. All right. Who do we? Does it? I assume it just wants Evans.
It's got Mixon, McConkey, and Evans. Tight.
All right. Well, let's.
Evans is winning. Evans is winning.
Let's stay humble. Let's stay humble.
Yeah, Evans won. Actually,
Yeah.
he won by a few dollars. Actually, now that I ran a little longer, so you're good.
Oh, we did. Did we get the EV of that first team?
Yeah, it was
bad.
like minus 8 cents, but that's good because the fact that even my Sims thinks it's very close to even probably means it's plus EV.
Right, but I mean, we need to cash the Skolansky bucks, and it's after January, guys. We can actually buy McDonald's.
Oh my God, I forgot we can legally go get. Yeah, dude, I've been kind of craving some. I've kind of been craving some chicken nuggets actually.
It's got Joe Mixon here. Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs. That's Cardi's boost there.
I got no issue with it. Mixon, I think, is probably a little bit underdrafted in these just based. People hate him. People hate the Texans. So
the curious
cognitive biases.
Curious thing to me is, will it, assuming he's available, have you take Baker on the 4-5?
Yeah,
it is effectively the 4-5. I think it probably will this week.
Yeah. Even though I'm assuming Hurts is projected for more points in your stuff.
Right. Yes. Pretty sure. I'll double check.
Who are we betting this weekend? Is there any games worth betting?
Should we do Normie sports betting content? That would be a sick pivot.
I always bet my buddy will be up not this weekend but next weekend, and we always bet every game and go out drinking and then bitch at each other.
I would go.
He's like you. He has takes.
He has takes.
Yeah.
I would draft the Lions left tackle. I don't know. I did 600 drafts. I'd probably draft him twice.
This is
Something
popular.
like
If this is, you're talking about sides and totals, or sides 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The popular seems like
the only side that I would bet with my own money, like at a 10 confidence, would be Ravens.
I would say Eagles. Just right off.
Eagles are really strong. All right, does it want Baker? I guess the guy behind us has a quarterback, so it won't want us to yet.
I can tell sneak preview it's going to want him, but right now it's saying Pickens, Schultz, Ertz, roughly in that order.
All right, we'll go Pickens.
Pickens. All right.
I think you just do this. I think you just do a 6-team teaser. 16 teaser.
Pick a side.
Well, you can pick a. I would just bet Marvin Mims for this.
I like that idea though. I think I will do a teaser next week, not this weekend.
All right, it wants Baker.
Let me just double check that. Yeah, it does. It's like I can't risk not getting Baker now. So yeah, take Baker.
Yeah, I would do Marvin Mims for this, and that is all I would do.
I wish they just would do more promos, $1 million promo stuff. I just think
you just wish they'd give away more money.
Yeah, to me specifically, preferably.
Well, dude, I mean, you just have to pay $19.99 a month, and you get better odds.
25, I think, wasn't it?
So
no, it was 20. It was 20.
Crazy idea.
We just talked about it on Walls for 20
Saturday
minutes.
only, I guess. Let me confirm which games are for sure on Saturday. Henry. The Hurts thing might be over. El Guap selected him at the 3-4 turn, 19th overall. So the Henry thing might be over.
Well, I mean, you announcing it at the beginning of the show probably didn't help. I'll note again, Patrick Barnes YouTube not in the drafts again. I think I shamed him fully.
He was in
search party.
He was in. Well, we're at a different time, Brian. Different time today.
Hmm.
He was in one of my playoff best ball drafts the other day. A couple of them in a row. Just
I like the. I wanted to talk about the like DFS versus BRs.
Yeah.
Just like fun wise, or just I don't even know what the right word is, but like I would rather do I don't like Saturday Sunday DFS.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday DFS. Brian.
Those are the worst. The multiple days DFS, but in this it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, there's no swapping. You don't have to think about it. You're just vibing.
Yeah, it would be much better to have like this be the big Saturday slate and then DFS Sunday and then, showdown whenever. Like that was the best with PGA. It's kind of switched all the showdown now, but I thought it was good to have the 4-day on Thursdays, right? The classic style 4-day.
Weekend golf.
Friday showdown. Saturday the weekend I thought was better. I like 2 days. You get Saturday, Sunday, and then Sunday, the Sunday showdown special with the rankings. I thought that was pretty cool because you get 4 different formats on all the right days.
So it likes to take Cade Otton here if you want to get Cade, but it's also got Pat Fryermuth, Schultz.
That is getting unique. And especially when these tight ends, as we just talked about in Brian's Normie game, basically the tight ends don't matter. And the good tight end, Kelsey, is not even on this slate.
What is the tight end rankings on here? I want to just look at them. I'll pop those.
Let's compare to mine.
Mark Andrews, Zach Ertz, TJ Hawkinson, Pat Fryermuth, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Kincaid, Isaiah Likely, Tucker Kraft, Dalton Schultz.
So nobody.
Yeah,
like literally no one's.
Give me 30 seconds. I want to see how that contrasts with what my stuff is doing here.
Well, I'm gonna introduce this logic problem to Brian and see what he thinks. Okay, playoff best ball. You select Josh Allen with your first overall pick. You select his teammate James Cook at the 12th pick. You select high-ranking NFC player Devonta Smith, Jameson Williams. That doesn't matter. NFC player with high Super Bowl probability. You come around to the 4-5 turn. You know Bill is going to go before your next turn of picks. So before the 6-7. So you can't. You would be sacrificing ADP to grab a correlated piece there.
Mm-hmm.
There are NFC pieces that make sense that you can take, but you can also take their conference championship opponent, the Bills conference championship opponent. So a Chief, Xavier Worthy, DeAndre Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
I was arguing to Liam, really good idea to take their conference championship opponent because you can still add your NFC pieces and your Bills pieces later to add to your Super Bowl. But assuming you are still taking, assume Shakir is gone at this scenario in 24. At 24, just assume he's gone. It's not really that relevant. Really, it's basically just is adding another AFC player when you only have Josh Allen at quarterback, but it's only their conference championship opponent, a better way to advance teams to the Super Bowl and increasing your EV, or is it locking you out of a potential Super Bowl?
I don't think that's a logic question. I think that is a sim question. And
I think so too.
And it's compared to what? So what's the comparison between the guy?
The comparison is, do you take?
I understand. I understand the comparison. I'm just saying you need to specifically compare those, whatever that is, the piece on the AFC Championship side versus the NFC piece.
Right. Yeah. It's like how much less do you advance versus?
Logically, they both make sense.
Logically, yes. So that the thing is. Logically, you can do it either way.
How much is it worth compared to what? The same questions we always are asking on this show and our videos we do.
Yeah. I I mean, I basically do it both ways in my individual teams, but I like taking Bills players with Chiefs and Chiefs players with Bills to set up advancing more teams to the Super Bowl instead of taking crappy NFC players. But basically, my logic was this. It actually has nothing to do with their individual value. It's this. Assuming you are taking two NFC teams opposite your AFC Bills stack, it is the same thing to take Xavier Worthy as it is to take Jordan Addison or Jaden Reed. Because if you take two NFC players, two NFC teams, you are not getting them both to the Super Bowl, so they're also going to die in the conference championship round. So an AFC conference championship loser and an NFC conference championship loser are the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, what Robert said, that's the question, right? It's like you have a better chance of winning when you advance, but like how much less are you advancing, and is it worth it?
It's still a comparison. It's still a comparison.
Which way? Yeah, which way does it go?
So like it would have to be what are the odds of each one, and then
yes,
what does it sim out to be?
So I know that like from some of the stuff that like Sacrilegious has done is he thinks it's good. He thinks that the evidence of what his research and stuff has found that it is good.
I guess it could be a logic question if Jewish McCaffrey here like if the answer's set in stone somehow,
sure.
like we don't we don't know, but like or like we know like no, if you take Chiefs, you just theoretically cannot get enough points to win. Then it would be okay. Then logically, I have to take an NFC piece. Like if you knew that, like we knew for sure one way or the other. But if you don't, then you have to compare them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm just thinking more about this. I might look at what I would be looking at what the normies are doing. Like the people who are drafting bad teams, like just to frame it for myself. Like, because you don't care what the people with hopeless teams are doing, but you do care what everyone else is doing. So, like, I don't know. I have a half-baked thought, so there it is.
Okay.
Can you? I'm still just fixated on the logic part of this. Like, if you could you? Because I think what you mean is
the reason why I said it's a logic problem is that people are treating the Chiefs losing in the conference championship as uniquely worse than losing your second NFC team in the conference championship. Like, so assume I take 5 Bills and I take 3 NFC, I take 3 Eagles and 2 Lions. People are treating that second Lion as uniquely worse. Like Tim Patrick versus
then
Gray.
One Chief.
Yes. People are treating the Lion in this analogy where you say never take this Chiefs player with the Bills. They're treating the Lion as
better.
They're treating the Lion as better, even though their odds of being in the conference championship in this scenario are 0. You know, it's either 100 or 0, right? So, you know, either the Vikings make it or the Lions make it. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, I suppose, yeah, there is. Yeah. I mean, you kind of do have to logic your way to it if you don't have a way to measure it.
And I do not have a way to measure it. And the thing that I think is extra valuable about the Chief is they are basically cakewalking into the hardest round to get to. So they don't have to play at all. They're going to be a touchdown to 10-point favorite in round 2, depending on who they play. And then they're just automatically in the conference championship.
My gut instinct would be the 5-3-2 makes more sense with knowing nothing else.
No,
5 on one side.
I agree with that. I think where it gets interesting is what if you say, okay, I'm only taking 4. So I'm taking 4 Bills, I'm taking 3 Eagles, I'm taking 2 Lions. Does it make more sense to take a third Lion or a chief, an advance rate chief piece. I think this is actually
4-1-3-2.
ultimately, this is actually ultimately where I landed, is that the whole being obsessed with getting 5 to the Super Bowl, which obviously is the name of the game, but it's more of a game about having 10 guys live in the conference championship. It's almost kind of more of that game.
Is that right? Because I thought you needed a bunch in the Super Bowl too.
Well, ideally you would have but if you go
3-2-3-2, you have 10 in the championship.
Yeah,
but you might only have 4 in the Super Bowl. Or if you go 5-3-2, you have a minimum of 7.
Yes. Again, it's still 7 players versus 8 players.
Well, 7 versus 4 is a big deal. If I have 3 more going, you're probably not winning. I might have to get luckier to get there, but
this is good. It's like Worthy, Kelsey versus Evans, Addison. Not exactly. And that doesn't matter. That honestly, for this conversation, it doesn't matter. It's more the logic.
Yeah, right. Again, like once we get to specific names, then you can measure it all out. But like if you don't know specific names and it's just like theory, I feel like the 4-1-3-2 build, the 1 is like if you did sim it out somehow, the 1 would be like I'm losing less, like I'm getting a little bit more back, but I'm winning less often. You know what I'm saying? Like my ceiling is lower, but I might like lose less, which might be right. I don't know what the sim would tell you, but otherwise I would say 5-3-2.
My gut instinct is that the sim would say something more like this, that the sim thinks it's more important to play for the second and the third rounds than for the first round. Because that's the complicating factor, is that Chiefs players carry a 0 projection for the first round. But the first round is the easiest one to advance out of. It's the smallest pod. It's 2 out of 6 advance.
Yeah. But like this is what we said. It's all compared to what. But if we're going like just pure theory, we don't know names, stuff like that. 5-3. We're talking 5-3-2, 4-1-3-2, 5-4-1s. What's probably generally speaking. And it's got to be 5-4-1 or something, right?
Right.
And then you go, okay, you can't do 4 because it's the fourth player is just so shitty. Okay, right. 5-3-2. And then,
but then you do.
And then it's like, okay, well, the 2 is so shitty. It's like, okay, then 4-1-3-1 because Kelsey's there or whatever.
It's so funny, but then because at the very end in the Super Bowl round, it then becomes a dupes game. So it goes all the way back around from our projection game to a dupes game, where in the final, there's going to be because also there is a herding effect where it's going to be teams that look very similarly that are going to be getting there because there's only 3 instances of point iteration, and the field all has access to the same players.
I think my final answer is all these are right, given the situation.
Yeah, what I'm really thinking about as you're talking is, having spent no time before this thinking about it at all, is the whole, like when you get to the Super Bowl, how many guys do you? What's the range of guys you want from each team in that game? Like, how often do you need 5 from one team versus you wish you had?
I would
4
assume
plus 1 or 3 plus 2.
I would assume you almost never want 5 from one team. Like historically, almost never.
So could it be the case that not doing 5 makes it easier for you to win?
It'll make it easier for you to have
you get there.
You'll have a higher projected team, and you will also have more unique roster combinations because it's much more common, particularly with the Bills, the Ravens. The Bills and the Ravens are really the specific ones where it's so easy to build 5 of those on one team. Like it's so easy to do Josh Allen, James Cook, Khalil Shakir, Dalton Kincaid, Keon Coleman. Like if the Bills do make the Super Bowl and they get 4 games, like they're just gonna the 5-man Bills teams are going to be all over the place. What's going to win that is going to be what NFC teams got through with
Right.
the
It seems
Bills.
like it has to be, right?
Yes.
So
100%.
maybe you're just a little more flexible with your dominant team during the draft in terms of, I don't know. That's really interesting. I mean, I really wanted to do this for next year, and actually have something.
Yeah, that would just for the solving or answering questions like that.
Yeah.
The
To do
the
it though,
first
you
round
need.
matters too. Like you got to make it out of the first round.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, if we're starting to compare everything here,
That's right. You absolutely do. Yeah. Again, it's much like what we started talking about earlier. So like you have to weigh. There's going to be trade-offs between like, okay, if I make this pick, it's slightly less likely that I advance and slightly more profitable when I do advance. And you're going to have to like, those are the kinds of questions you'd want to answer with some software. But it's tricky because you got to simulate the playoffs themselves. And then you need effectively projections for every possible matchup that could happen in order to do this correctly. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but I bet we can do something.
Davis, is the first round just who you drafted with?
First round is just the individual people that you drafted with. Yeah.
Well, then there's no pod luck there because
No, not
and you
that.
got to imagine every pick you give to your opponent might raise their EV of advancing in that first round. So
yeah, I'd have to write completely new sim because the thing I work with now does not care about the people drafting with you in terms of the effect on the contest. It doesn't affect your EV hardly at all, what anyone else is drafting with you in an ordinary BR. But it obviously matters hugely in a playoff format where you have to beat all the people in your room first, or 4 of them anyway.
yeah, this is the real.
tricky.
This is the real thing. Just draft with donkeys and you'll be fine.
That's true in all of these games.
All gambling.
Every gambling game, it's like 90+% of your EV comes from like either stone idiots or just people who hate money. Like that's just that's most of it.
Yeah. If you can,
how many of the round 3 conference championship 10-team pods do you think are live to advance on average? Not very many. Not very many, particularly if there's a big upset at some point. So, like, if the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Eagles, or Lions lose early, you are going to see, like, if the Chargers end up in the AFC Conference Championship, there are going to be pods where, like, you getting a carry from Kamani Vidal advances you to the Super Bowl. Like,
right?
I don't know.
This is
like basically
it's another crazy thing about the whole knockout effect of the playoffs themselves that you described is fascinating. It's like you just decimated the pool of lineups to just like an extreme degree.
Yeah.
It's like imagine it like the fantasy where like the Broncos make the conference championships. Can you imagine like what that would do to the pool?
People wouldn't even have full lineups. Like you could win money in the Super Bowl
with 3 guys.
Yeah.
That's another thing the Sims would tell you, Davis, about your scenario. That one guy, that one off guy or whatever would be like, well, in these scenarios, actually you're gaining EV having this one off guy because the Bucks win and actually you whatever make.
It's interesting this year because people are actually like they're losing their minds for these teams with no conference championship equity. Like Rams players and Buccaneers players are like really highly drafted, but their Super Bowl equity is so low. Like the Rams would be a 7-point dog or something in a conference championship again in any hypothetical matchup. So it's just kind of interesting. I think playoff best. I mean, I've drafted 700 teams or whatever, so I would hope that I find it interesting. And I hope I've got a shipper in there. But yes, I mean this is where it gets weird. So last year, just for example, the Cowboys like got down 30 points in their game or whatever, and they just scored like infinity fantasy points. in a no-hoper. So like Jake Ferguson was owned a ton on Super Bowl teams despite having gotten one round of points. You know,
crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to it.
Oh, okay. While we're waiting, quick quiz: how many tight ends do you think my stuff is drafting 100% of the time in these?
One.
It's two.
Who's the second?
Andrews and Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, the numbers 80%, 60%, 60%, 57, 40, 40, 25, 20, 18. So you can this would be one of those slates where if your team is otherwise chalky, that'd be a good.
You scroll at tight end. You scroll way down. You take Yeah.
You can take. You could take Disley. You could take.
You should be taking Disley.
You could take Likely.
What's the Kraft should be drafted percentage in your stuff?
For which one?
Tucker Kraft,
Tucker Kraft, I have 25%.
So it's definitely over that.
Huh?
Yeah. Tucker Kraft is the tight end 8. So maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe the field is doing that about right. Wow, 101. I just need to draft with you more often, Dan. I keep getting Barkley.
Sweet. High
what was our EV in the last one? Did you say?
What's that?
Did you say what the EV was in our last?
Oh yeah, it was $18.88.
Oh baby, How much are these?
$7.
$7.
Oh, damn. Okay, we can eat. I think.
Yeah,
we can at least get a little bit.
I've had popcorn to eat. Popcorn and
coffee. I was
going
to say, I'm actually hungry. How long are we going to do this stream for?
Oh yeah, what are people do? Is ETR? Do they not have them up this week? Do they not have the BR ranks this week? Maybe that's why. People are making such fundamental mistakes.
I don't know.
Well, hold on. Let me check. Let me see if there are ETR BR ranks or not. Pat Barnes, YouTube. All right.
Oh shit! Is he here?
Barkley. He's right next to us, dude.
God damn you, Pat.
He sat right next to the.
And of course, he sits on the donkey's left.
Well, he sits on the laggy idiots left. That's just
gonna check raise us all day, isolate us.
Yeah, that's we all know. Yeah, there are no Underdog Battle Royale rankings and simulations from Establish the Run. So yeah, thanks, Leone. Thanks for giving some EV back to the streets after all you have taken away from us through the years.
Why don't we all file a class action lawsuit against ETR, get him shut down?
I know. I mean, look, we paid for it.
I love
now that Skolansky Bucks are legal tender.
I can afford the greatest lawyer in the land now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
RFK Jr.?
Right. Ugh.
He's a little busy.
Busy getting fluoride removed from the water.
Yeah. Gotta get that fluoride out of there.
We gotta
think about what we can do as a society with Skolansky Bucks as legal tender and no fluoride in the water.
God, I mean, what's the conversion rate for a Satoshi to a Skolansky buck?
Oh, that's a fair question. Is there a market for that? Somebody should open a.
There would definitely be there would be a supply side.
Should we open a stable coin based on our Skolansky bucks that we draft in BR?
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a meme coin that could have immediately a $50 million market cap. The Skolansky coin.
The Skolansky coin, I would buy some.
Yeah. Patrick Barnes YouTube, by the way, here you guys want a hint on what the internal Establish the Run projections and simulations have? Because I bet he's using them.
Puka
too.
Yeah.
Wow, we're really this show's real inside baseball. You know, we're really giving away the secrets. Patrick Barnes YouTube probably is not going to take Lamar. Oh, he did take. All right.
He was probably like, I'm not even going to draft till the ETR rankings come out. It's like, oh shit, Davis is live. Oh yeah. Fuck, I got to draft.
So, it's saying AJ Brown, and then it says Nico Collins.
All right, AJ Brown with Barkley. Might as well.
Yeah, why not? Get different. Now it's saying Joe Mixon.
I do believe
Jacobs. Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs again is what it's like.
After? Because I took AJ Brown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. After, yeah. Jacobs and Mixon are what it wants here.
All right, we'll take good. We'll get the bring back with Jacobs. Easy.
Easy peasy.
All right. Let's see what Patrick Barnes YouTube does next. I'm waiting on bated breath. Wow, we found someone who doesn't know what establish the run is. In the Twitch chat. In the Twitch chat. There you go. There are 4 loyal people watching on Twitch right now. That's like 500 people on YouTube.
Well, ETR can't say we never done nothing for him. That's just there's one.
There you go. There's one affiliate dollar that Michael and Drew owe me. ETR is establishtheRun.com. They're sort of like the what are they? They're the supervisor of daily fantasy sports. Kind of the whole operation doesn't run without their say so. Like, what would happen if for a week in DFS if it was just a 404 error? You just go to establishtheRun.com 404 error.
There'd be a lot of complaints on Twitter. I'll tell you that.
I think the DraftKings team would send a search and rescue.
Yeah.
It would cost them.
Yeah, I think you give DraftKings too much credit for knowing anything's going on.
Well, they just wonder why things were overlaying. They'd be like, "What's going on here?" Would be big for RG, man. RG could draw a lot of sales for a week.
Yeah, that's true.
I assume Liam has never used a projection in his life. I would guess Liam. Maybe he's used a. Do you think Liam's ever used an optimizer?
Maybe for DFS.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it wouldn't surprise me if no.
All right. Is it going to want us to take Hurts here?
It's quite possible.
I believe you can use your Prime sub on mobile. I'm not positive about that though. Brian, who gets your Prime sub on Twitch?
I don't think I'm not what's it called? Monetized because you have to stream like at least twice a week.
Yeah.
Okay, the first things it's saying are Shakir, and then Dobbs and Goddard if we want yet another Eagle. No, now it's saying Cortland Sutton, Shakir. Sutton and Shakir winning. Dobbs.
We'll do Sutton.
Shakir, Sutton. And now, yeah, it just wants you to bite the bullet and take Jalen Hurts here for the mega.
I don't think that's biting the bullet. I think this team is dead without Jalen Hurts.
Without Jalen Hurts, all right. It's only 6 games.
I didn't know this was a thing. The fantasy football YouTube meta of using baby pictures and thumbnails. Is this Andrew? I need you to direct me to a fantasy football YouTube channel that is using that. I did not know.
If it will bump Davis up by 2%. He's gonna be. There's gonna be baby pictures of all 3 of us up there.
Yeah. Any quick BR refreshers? I mean, I pretty much always take 2 running backs. It's half point PPR. Running backs score touchdowns more than wide receivers. Running backs are projected for more points.
Although this week only, my stuff has 3 receiver builds about a third of the time,
which is very high.
Which is very high. The highest
super high. Yeah.
So this week only, maybe more 3 wide receiver builds. Also, stay away from highly projected combos of players. If you can figure that out, you got to draft a little bit.
And don't panic at quarterback. Don't panic.
Yeah, definitely
don't throw your early draft capital away panicking at quarterback.
Generally speaking, all this stuff.
Yeah. See, I don't know, man. I don't know if running backs do fall off the table this week. Like, what is Austin Eckler projected versus Jaden Reed or Olamide Zaccheaus?
Reed could go off. Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, sure has.
Zaccheaus, Sevens. Zacchaeus and sevens, and then Reed.
I just Andrew.
Reed is like
got,
9.
You got to tell me. You got to tell me. Direct me to a YouTube channel that is using these, because in my mind that does not work. But maybe the thumbnail looks good. I don't know. The thing is thumbnails are hard, and I'm not rich like Peter, so I can't afford to pay anyone to do them for me. So I have to make my own. Oh, Dan, you do look like a literal child in this picture that I found. It's the most versatile photo of you that I was able to find.
Well,
so
I know where that photo comes from. It's like a headshot for music stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think I took that in my 20s, but I look like I'm 16 years old.
You do. You do legitimately. You do.
I mean, not anymore.
Brian. The neighborhood is asking,
he's
Aiden Reed due?
Or is he past due, Davis, where he's so
no,
due?
But remember when Justin Jefferson got past due? He went insanely. He giga nuked.
And of course, Patrick Barnes takes him.
Okay,
as we're all talking about him. What are the odds?
So it's saying Fryermuth, Kincaid, Schultz, Kraft.
Schultz is not very popular, so I think we take him. This is a pretty chalky team. I think we take Schultz because
so I think $20.38 on this one.
Oh my god, dude, we're gonna order Domino's, dude.
It's because your team's just very highly projected. I think that's just as simple as that.
It turns out if you just take the players that are projected to do well in daily fantasy sports contests, then you are in fact able to score more points than your opponents quite often.
Yes.
Davis, what if we stream the Underdog Madden tournament?
Look,
I don't think I can play now. I think about it this weekend.
No promises.
Might be doing some ice fishing. No, I'm just thinking of how we could introduce video game content at some point. Another one I thought is you play college and I'll coach you and I'll tell you what you're doing.
That would actually be good because I need it, man. I am fucking terrible.
Ugh.
I'm so bad.
You'll listen to me as much in that as you probably do to Dan.
No, dude. The results in video games are very clear. How bad I am. I just throw so many interceptions. Like interceptions you wouldn't even believe. Like I'll be beating a team 28-0 and then lose 35-28 because I literally threw like 3 consecutive pick sixes. Like you can't even believe how bad it is, Brian.
You should play for the Browns.
Well, I always recruit like a true freshman, like 5-star athlete quarterback, but their throwing rankings.
Are you throwing picks to the computer or are you throwing picks playing against real people?
The computer, dude.
Oh,
I'm terrible.
You are bad.
Yeah, I'm really bad, man. All right, it's gonna want Puka.
It is.
Yeah. Likely he'll play the same role he always does. He's just more likely, not intended, to be targeted when Zay Flowers is not on the field. But he'll play about the same role. Nelson.
Would he really play the slot? That sounds crazy.
I mean, that's basically where he plays anyway.
Okay. What do I know?
I think from looking at projections, Puka Nacua is the rightful projection 101.
Yeah, my stuff has him first.
Not surprising.
Overall. But not by a ton.
No, it is not any fun to run the ball at 28-0. The college game is so fun because they have like all these crazy RPOs and like triple option.
It's actually better game production wise. They did a better job this year on that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had to build that game up from scratch. Madden's like the same reskinned thing for years.
Yeah, and they ported some stuff from college.
Puka, and it's going to want A.J. Brown, I'm assuming.
No, right now it's saying Nico It's saying Nico and then Mixon and Jacobs. Want to try Nico?
Really likes Mixon and Jacobs. So there's your
Yeah. AJ Brown is not that close.
Okay.
for
Nico.
whatever. Not sure why.
Yeah,
let
that's
it cook.
interesting.
We let it cook. Maybe it converges a little bit more.
So there's your Ramondre Stevenson of the week.
Uh-huh.
It is Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
ETR has Nico projected higher than AJ Brown.
Uh-huh.
Well, hopefully, ETR just might forget to do rankings this week, and people will just be flying blind. I am past the age of playing video games online. other than FIFA, which I already know how to play.
Well, he should know I take no pleasure in it.
It's true. You do take no pleasure in it.
Take no pleasure in it. It's
He's doing it for the good of society.
Right. It's a sacrifice I make for you.
How many people in this contest are going to be saying glaze and ass? Every person in the Underdog contest.
You know, another one they use is weird. They overuse weird, so they don't use it like we do.
Someone's asking, is anyone using AI to draft teams yet? That's literally what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs. You could. Yeah, Jacobs. Jacobs.
Unless he means like you go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, who should I draft? Make me a draft thing."
If you want, you could do Jaden Daniels now and pray Jacobs is still available. It's just a thought. I don't know.
This guy behind us has Josh. Yeah, my fingers were not nimble
enough. Okay,
enough.
it's just an idea. I don't know if it's any good. We might still.
Please explain how the youths use weird.
I will, but this is true too. They use the word random all the time and literally, and they use literally incorrectly. They don't mean literally.
Correct.
By young guys, you mean
like 20
like people my age. Yeah, those are not real youths. People my age use literally incorrectly.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
It's saying Dobbins.
Shipper.
Yeah, maybe that is more like 30s, but
yeah. People my age are the people who overuse random and literally.
Young people use weird. Are we picking on?
We picked. We took Dobbins.
Young people use weird. Here's my theory: is they use weird in like a modern way to not offend people. So like when we were younger, we wouldn't use weird. We'd use words you can't say anymore. That guy's a blank. Oh, fuck that. That's blank. Now they say weird in all instances instead of all those other words because they don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
So weird.
They don't want to be canceled.
Constantly. Yeah, it's like, man, why are you weird? You're acting weird. Like that's not what we would have said before.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, so you pay attention.
Weird is PC.
Yeah, so weird, I'm assuming. And the funny thing
I identify as weird
about all these PC things, but like people just come up with new words, and then that becomes the taboo word, and then eventually they have to say you can't say that. So all
right. If the computer tells me to take CJ Stroud, I'm going to tell it to take Ike.
It will not, because the guys after you have already taken quarterbacks. So we're taking a tight end here. And it just wants Hawkinson.
Yeah. And then we'll get to take Darnold. Sure, that's fine.
See, but I get yelled at through my Xbox daily by young people. They're not afraid to use those slurs, by the way, just for the record.
Good.
They don't say weird.
I'm glad the new generation is learning what we all knew, what we all experienced back in the lobbies.
Oh man, those were the glory days. One of my buddies was really good in that environment. I was never good at it.
I think it's going to give you Stafford.
Oh,
but I don't know. Ooh, Darnold is winning by 10 cents. I've been running since your pick.
Okay. I might
It is effectively indifferent between Darnold and Stafford, so it's probably just an ownership thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Stroud is a few dollars less than those two.
It wants Darnold though.
Darnold or Stafford, it's basically identical.
All right. There we go. Darnold, Jacobs, Dobbins, Puka, Nico, Hawkinson. How many Sklansky dollars did we make?
This team.
I was going to say, I like this lineup. Hopefully,
$39.
Whoa, okay. We can get nuggets for people in chat.
I mean, we won't because
we need those nuggets for ourselves, but
we could.
It'd be funny to do a giveaway for Sklansky bucks. Like, okay, you just got 15 Sklansky bucks.
That's what, you know what? That's what I should, I'm going to go change something on Twitch right now. I'm going to change my channel points names to Sklansky bucks.
Oh God. Yeah.
That's so good. I love that for us. I love that for everyone over on Twitch. Sklansky bucks. I'm going to create an emote. Sklansky dollars. What should I make? What should I make the graphic? Should I make it a picture of Sklansky's face?
Dave's face.
Yeah. It's not prettiest face.
No.
You could do the 2+2 symbol.
There we go.
That's fun.
The kids these days, I really do hate to say this to you, man. They do not know who David Sklansky is.
No. They won't know who 2+2 is. They won't know what 2+2 is.
Yeah. No, they really won't.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day, going into a Borders back in the day. It was so great. Go over to the gambling section, like, okay, what new books do they got?
Does it wants Puka?
Yeah, but it does.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about taking Puka is that it puts you in a spot of having to take Stafford.
Some of the time. Yeah. Well,
yeah. Davis is even on the cusp. Davis knows. He knows enough. He knows enough that we can podcast together. So that's saying a lot for a 31.
What are you saying? What are you saying? I know enough. I'm 32.
32.
What are you saying I need to know more about?
No, I'm saying you know a lot for cultural whatever things to have like I couldn't have a conversation with like an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? Like it would be like
no shot.
We couldn't do like an hour long. Obviously, I can have a conversation and stuff like that, but like we couldn't do like an hour long podcast together. I'm like, yeah, you know, like me and Pete were talking about Bennigan's and Chi-Chi's, right? Like they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? Like I order my food from an app. You know, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like it would be speaking a different language. They wouldn't know anything.
I order my food from an app.
Right.
You never ordered food from an app before?
Yeah,
Brian?
No, I do, but it's because I am old. I am old. I'm feeling old.
You're saying are you saying children don't order their food from an app?
I'm saying we never ordered food from apps back in the day.
Sure.
And therefore we went to Bennigan's and Chi-Chi's more frequently than young people still go out.
It's gonna be Nico again.
Well, I see Jones and Mixon, and then I see Ladd McConkey and Nico. Jones, Mixon, Collins. It's going Jones and Mixon. It's preferred.
All right, we'll go Jones.
Okay. See what happens.
But it's more so like there's certain people who know more stuff than other people. It's just the fact of life. So like, are we picking here? We're picking. Go pick.
Wait, which tight end went? Andrews?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and Jaden Andrews.
Oh, we're not.
No, we are. Our good friends. It's likes Jacobs the most, then Mixon, then Collins.
All right, we'll do Jacobs. Yes, if you are on Twitch right now, if you are one of the 8 people watching on Twitch, the channel points are officially Name Sklansky Bucks, and they have an emote.
Hmm.
So you can now if you have earned Sklansky bucks, you can now spend the Sklansky bucks at twitch.tv/Davis Mattek.
That's awesome.
So actually, it is true. You can spend Sklansky bucks.
You can spend. Well, we told you, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
in Trump's America.
In Trump's America.
No, but like the new Bob Dylan movie.
Oh yeah.
What percentage of 23-year-olds know who Bob Dylan is?
You gotta have some woke ass parents, I think.
What percentage of 50-year-olds know who Bob Dylan is?
100%.
Probably close. Not 100, but
I can't. I think I'm gonna go see. I think I'm gonna see that movie Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Can't wait. Big Bob Dylan guy. Big Timothy Chalamet guy. He's kind of the breakout star of the year.
What percentage of 30-year-olds know who Frank Sinatra is?
Oh, really low. Really
30?
low. Yeah, he just has not had a cultural.
What percentage of 45-year-olds do you think know who Frank Sinatra is?
Not what people are saying.
No, he said that for 30-year-olds.
Oh, you guys are full of shit. Sure, maybe you'd know the name, but you couldn't name a song. Yeah.
I bet a lot of them would be like, president?
Yeah, people.
What did Frank Sinatra do?
Stupid.
What was he known for? Like, could they answer that question?
Is that Brian Robinson Jr. that just disappeared? Okay. Who just?
Brian Robinson Jr. did disappear.
Shit. I typed the wrong thing. It's not that it's going to matter. Go ahead and get Cooper Kupp or Sutton.
My fingers were not nimble enough. I took Devonta Smith.
Devonta?
That's
not bad. That can't be that bad. Sorry, I got distracted. Did you ever read the review of the original Dune in the New Yorker?
I think hilarious. I might have seen that on Twitch once.
I got to bring something up. Dobbins and Sutton's appeared. Okay, good. I'm caught up. Hawkinson or Hurts?
Let's do Hurts. Losing him would be too painful to lose him.
This is what I'm saying, though. There are people who actually do know stuff.
Wow. There we go. It's all over for us. ETR posted ranks.
So you're right. Patrick Barnes' YouTube did get it right before it went live.
Yep.
That's hilarious. This is how me and my best friend, man. He was raised in Mexico, and they have like American band copycats play, but they just do Mexican covers of like Simon and Garfunkel. So it's always like 15, 20 years late. Who knows what they do nowadays, but. And so he when he came to America, he found out Simon and Garfunkel was an American band and they had American songs. And I liked Simon and Garfunkel, which of course many people in high school did not even know who the hell they were. And that's how we became friends.
Simon and Garfunkel are great.
Sure. He stole the Simon and Garfunkel tape from the store.
I guess this is probably true. Christmas music and going to Italian restaurants. You're just gonna know.
Yeah, right. Okay, but then we need a question. Like what was Frank Sinatra known for, or what was Frank Sinatra's profession? What percentage of people would get that correct at age 25?
It's hard to say.
I would. My guess would be 20%.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right. What I guess it is just going to tell us to take. Well, actually, I do wonder who it's going to tell us to take. Dalton Schultz.
Probably. Let's see.
Speaking of Dune, I started watching The Ascend.
It's saying Goddard.
Oh yeah, because we have Hurts.
That's what I've heard.
You started watching what?
Is it The Prophecy? What's the new series or the Ascendancy?
Dune.
Yeah, Prophecy.
Dune, Prophecy, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Wait, actually?
I like it. I mean,
Oh my god, this is gonna be the first show ever that I was like, oh, this sucks, and you liked.
you don't like it, huh?
I mean, like, I liked it in the sense of like I literally they could make 10 seasons of this show without improving anything about it, and I would watch it like 100 like. But I didn't like spend a lot of time thinking about it, and I wasn't like, oh, it's great or anything like that.
I'm in between you. I enjoyed it, but was not.
The third episode, the one where Valia, it's or Brian, I don't know where you're at. Minor spoiler alert.
I watched the third.
Okay, the flashback episode with Valia and what's the other sister's name? Tula.
Tula.
Tula. Yeah, there you go.
That was the best episode. I really enjoyed that. It's all kind of okay. It's just like
a lot of these kinds of shows, like that's kind of the best you can hope for.
Yeah,
it's like all kind of okay.
Yeah, I would say it's a little better. It's better than okay. There's obviously some problems with it. Like I got to the part where the Swordmaster gets found out. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but like it's like why would he leave that there? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like he got caught. Like
well, there's also just some like really Kenobi ass exposition, where the characters literally they just say the theme that you're supposed to be learning, and it's like, oh look, I get it, and part of it is I hold it to a very high standard because for genre writing, Frank Herbert is a great writer. Like normally sci-fi, you just are like the writing's just not going to be that good. If you were a great writer, you probably would write literary fiction and not sci-fi. But Frank Herbert was just a really good writer. So
pretty good.
Maybe because when I watched the first episode, I was like, oh, here we go with a woke fucking show. It's going to be all chicks to the whole thing, the chick sisterhood. And then I'm like, hey, oh, actually, this is in this. I guess it is in the story. Let me give it a chance. And it was pretty good.
They're not.
Yeah,
good
I don't know for a TV show. I think it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, look, it is all it's all about women. I mean,
it's definitely better than not really because
the Bene Gesserit are all women.
It's true.
Dang, dude, up to 205 followers on Twitch.
Sweet.
Yes, I do need to. I promise you guys, the Twitch stuff by the end of January, I will have a cleaner setup.
Look,
Twitch.
it's got another Puka team. If you're bored with Puka, you could take a JJ just for variety.
Well, let's take a JJ just to see what it does.
Yeah.
Would anyone watch us play video games?
Yes, 100%. If I tweet the link, if I put it in Discord and I say Brian and I are playing video games, they would watch. I need to get a capture card.
We talked about that last week.
I started doing the research in it. The thing is I will also need to buy a second monitor.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I actually would want to do it though, because I play on my TV and it's enormous and I cannot see the whole field.
Wow.
So I have to it's not that big of a TV. It's just, you just need a small screen.
No, for to be good at gaming, the smaller the monitor, the better. Pro video gamers, they want a really small monitor.
Right. And I'm on like a whatever 65 or whatever in there.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing that for serious gaming.
Although I do.
And you take no joy, you take no pleasure.
But I take no pleasure in it. Just keep that in mind.
All right, who does it want now?
Well, our good friends again. Jacobson, Mixon, and then AJ Brown, and then Lamar.
Well, let's do Lamar.
It's
far and away the most unique combo here.
Like it.
Yeah, pro gamers use 24. Here's the deal. I don't use Streamlabs. I might have to. So I use StreamYard because that's what Peter uses. But I get the sense that StreamYard is streaming for like the biggest fucking idiots in the world. Like I could show this.
It's great.
It is great. Like I could show this to like my grandma, and I think my grandma could kind of get it. It's very, very simple.
Yeah, which is great.
So
that's why I would want to. Yeah, because everyone does it on OBS. You're right, Don. But I don't want to do all that shit. I just want to press play and go.
I tried to stream using OBS like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and it was too hard for me then. So I just never went back to it.
Yeah, that's what we started on OBS.
Yeah.
We had a producer and shit. Hired a guy.
What?
For lulz when we first started.
Actually?
Yeah, actually. Because Pete didn't want to like. He's like, I'll do the show, but I don't want to produce. I don't want to do anything like that. I'm like, I'm hiring somebody.
It's gonna want you to take Jacobs now because it thinks you gave up equity taking the quarterback, which might be right. So yeah, it's gonna want you.
No,
there can be 10-minute tutorials on anything. That doesn't mean that it's gonna work exactly how I need it to.
Yeah, it's very I don't know what's the word, like module based or whatever. Like you got to do all this like extra stuff. It's annoying. It's probably better than it was 4 years ago, but
I'm sure it is. I thought. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, Brian. I always wonder. Did you guys bring me on lulz for the first episode?
First episode, no.
In my memory, you guys did an episode of lulz that was the 100th episode, but it wasn't actually the 100th episode. You guys did the first episode as the 100th episode. Maybe I'm totally.
We definitely did that bit. We did that bit. So yeah, the numbers you see on the like the podcatchers is a lie. It's a joke. Yeah. You might have been on that fake one, like that one where we did the bit. I don't remember, but the first one was definitely just us because we went live. Is the day Rudy Gobert got COVID.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and while we were going live, everything was going. They were shutting the league down.
Did you get canceled?
And did I get canceled? No.
Yeah.
No, but they weren't canceling people then. Right? It wasn't
Aaron Jones here. Sorry.
Aaron Jones with Jefferson.
Yeah. If you don't like that, J.K. Dobbins.
Let's do Dobbins. I do like that better. I also think Jones might be hurt. I think he might be getting over projected a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I did an episode the day before Rudy Gobert
on what?
Shut the world down. With Pat Mayo. And he was like, this is all gonna blow over. This is, and dude, we never even released it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He messaged
because everyone fucking insane.
He messaged me and was like, let's
because historically he's right. There's always been like the bird flu, the
bird flu is happening right now, man.
I know. What was the ones before back in the day? There was like
H1N1.
Zika virus maybe would have been one.
There was SARS.
SARS was a big scare.
SARS was really bad, but it was too deadly to spread.
Right. Yeah, but
that's why it was so deadly that that
doesn't make a good news story though, Dan, to say it's going to peter out very quick.
It was in the news a lot.
Yeah, I know, because they wanted clicks. H1N1, Zika, yep. Mad Cow, I forgot about that one.
Mad Cow is very serious.
I have a thought on mainstream media after this draft that I want to toss to you, Brian.
I honestly I don't get how everyone went so crazy because like Pat Mayo's mindset was everyone's mindset.
Yeah,
like they do this every 6 months. Ebola, yep. HIV, that turned out to be a real one.
Well, there's been tremendous progress in HIV drugs.
Yes, there is. Sure is.
News. Now it's saying Cup, Schultz, Bateman, Vermouth, Otten, Shakir. It's got a lot. But you can IKB it.
I'm gonna IKB Bateman. I really like Bateman.
It's got a lot of options that it thinks are about the same.
So Brian, this is my take right now. People who complain about mainstream media never consume mainstream media. They only consume like Joe Rogan and shit.
Mhm.
And Joe Rogan is more powerful than any single CNN.
Oh yeah.
And Joe Rogan is just as full of shit as anyone on CNN. He has different masters. Like Joe Rogan has different puppet masters, obviously.
Okay.
And it's not the oligarchy. But like, I just hate the idea that Joe Rogan or there's got to be a leftist version. Like, isn't there a big leftist Twitch streamer?
Hassan probably is the biggest, I guess.
Yes. So he probably thinks mainstream media is bad too.
Oh, I'm sure.
But like, he is more powerful than than Katie Couric or whatever, you know.
Katie Couric is replaceable. So like the regime that she listens to is still does have some power.
All right. Does it want? Oh, I was going to say does it want Hawkinson, but he's already gone. Who does it
The
want
Young
here?
Turks right
Schultz or Fryermuth. Schultz or Fryermuth.
Let's just keep hammering this Schultz thing because I'll probably forget about it when I'm drafting on my own.
Okay.
The media landscape is it's super interesting.
Yeah.
I'm way more politically normie than either of you guys, so.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't engage in any of this stuff. I don't engage in I don't take in political content. I just get it all secondhand, more or less.
Well, that's very healthy, I think, because I used to read like a lot of articles and magazines and stuff, especially in COVID, and I realized
yes,
it's very unhealthy mentally. It's like if there's an important news story, I'm gonna hear about it, and I just I can't look at that stuff until the weekend, and I don't totally keep up with that, but it's definitely been a useful fix.
I just used to be just a huge not even leftist, just a huge Democrat, big vote blue no matter who and all that stuff. And the thing that woke me to being more aligned just to leftist politics than just being a Democrat was actually Biden just letting himself get cucked on the student loan thing. It's all right, we're going to cancel your student loans. No, actually, no, we're not. And I'm like, dude, you could just do this. You could just wave it away in 2 seconds, but you just won't. So what's the point? If the one thing that you could do as a president with the thing you could sign your name, and not my student loans, or I don't even have I think I have $28,000. It's not it's even that big of a deal. But just refusing to do the thing you promised to do when you could just easily do it was just so annoying. Yeah, so now I'm just kind of tuned out.
Yeah, politics is a weird space.
It's a weird beast. Brian, I meant to message you about this. We can now do the Takecast on YouTube because the Takecast channel got monetized. So I can do members only. If someone doesn't want to pay for the Patreon, we can put it on YouTube.
Okay.
So we can put it on both places. We're probably overdue for one.
Did you see this? The Silk Road sale. So the government's auctioning off $6.8 billion.
No.
Oh, of their stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. They seized it. I haven't been following that in a long time.
Germany.
What's his name should be freed if Trump keeps his word by the 20th. We'll see.
We'll see. Germany sold. How many Bitcoins did they sell? They sold so many Bitcoins when Bitcoin was $17,000 USD, not that long ago.
Yeah, I'm assuming that won't move the needle.
Oh, well, they already did it. It's just
I'm talking about
funny.
the Silk Road one.
Oh yeah. No, of course. We just keep getting ideal draft slots. We have not had a turn. I was wondering what the sim would want us to do on the turn, and we have not gotten there. I guess it really likes Bucky, so it would be fine. probably doesn't like Henry that much.
Mm. It does like
should
more than Henry. Yeah, I think so.
I'll play the King of Greenland in a game of Madden. Winner keeps Greenland.
So the Greenland versus Iceland thing, the names are quite misleading.
Mm-hmm.
You sure
They
you
did that
want?
on purpose.
You sure you want Greenland?
They did that on purpose because they
correct.
didn't want anyone coming to Iceland, so they called it Iceland.
So if you want to do a Daniels team, actually, I'm not sure now. No, yeah, now is a reasonable time to do it.
Okay.
Let's
Sure.
do it. He's like listed.
Daniels.
And with my stuff, you're not going to get many, so you might as well grab one. No, it's after that. It says Kyron Williams.
It's a pretty easy turn. Basically drafts itself.
Yeah.
So Dune Prophecy, you really liked it, huh?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I don't love it. Like I like season 1 of Silo better by a lot. But
Like compare Dune Prophecy to Mando season 2.
Oh my god. That's a hard comparison. Mando season 2 is like, all right. I would take this over that, yeah.
See, I would take Mando season 2, not close.
I'm with Davis on this one. I would take that also. I actually like Silo season 2 better than Dune. I found it more entertaining.
Yeah, Silo season 2 is not doing it for me.
I got the feeling you were not having a good time with that one.
A lot of the writing is just.
There's a couple things that happen, and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I also it's like I don't know. They're doing a lot of drama. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I want story. This is, and I know the bigger plot of what's going on and stuff like that. You got tons more stuff you could explore, but we have to do all this drama, interpersonal drama. The judge arc I did not like. I thought that was really weird, especially the way I don't want to ruin it, but
don't ruin anything. But it's funny. I thought that is very much in keeping with what you just said because she is like a really good actor. I'm like, who is this actor? And I looked her up, and she's like a Shakespearean stage actor, which like totally checked for me. I'm like, she's like this amazing presence on the screen. I was like, I've never seen her before. And then I looked her up. I'm like, yeah, checks out.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff didn't make sense. What's his name? Robbins.
Yeah.
His logic and decision making doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's some plot devices that I know they were pushing, and I'm like, this doesn't make it.
A big pet peeve of mine too. Are you kidding? This guy, ban this guy. I hated that show.
We'll get back to that in a minute.
When you build up a character as a super genius or highly intelligent or sort of omniscient type, knows everything that other people don't, you can't then have him make all these mistakes and stupid shit and stuff. That's logic. A to B doesn't make sense. It just pisses me off.
No, I get that.
Don't do it with this guy. You have to come up with another reason for this part of the plot to occur.
How close does Foundation hew to the books?
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all. And
it's that.
Some of the parts of Foundation I liked the most are not in the books at all. Actually, the show. Which I
don't want Earths, right?
I've got it's mixing Kraft, Ertz, Kraft, McMillan, Sutton, Kincaid, Ertz, Fryermuth. It's all over the place.
Well, let's do.
You can go ahead and take.
Yes, the books are great. I read all of them this summer. I read there are 6 of them, and I read them all.
Did you watch the show?
No.
Okay, now your choices are Sutton, Cup, Shakir, Pickens, Johnston. But geez, it's got a lot here too. I like Sutton at the most.
It feels the same way I do, which is all these wide receivers are the same.
Yeah, they're close enough.
Yeah.
Always a great way to get different when you have a spot like that. It's just so easy.
I think if it's not similar to the books at all, I would hate it.
Well, the problem is the books are not especially well suited to the screen because they're so
Mhm.
conceptual. Like it's they're so conceptual, Like,
Yeah.
it's about the ideas more than the
And it's not
characters or even the
a
action.
and it's not a science fiction book that's like all about the tech. Like, so there's not a lot of like great visuals and stuff to build on. Like, I mean, the dude wrote it before we went to outer space,
Yeah.
Although I guess Frank Herbert wrote Dune before we went to outer space too. So,
Right.
well, people said for 50, 60 years Dune was unfilmable. Couldn't put Dune on film.
Yeah. You just have to make some changes to make it work. I mean,
Like, I have no idea how they're going to put Dune Messiah in a movie. I mean, people are going to hate that movie. They are going to hate. I don't think there's anything Villeneuve can do that is going to make people like that movie if he stays true to the text.
Some things about Foundation that were good is I do like that actor who was in The Hobbit. He was the king of the elves in The Hobbit. He's the lead actor in Foundation. And it looks good. Like they spent money on it.
Yeah, they did. In terms of receivers here, here.
And conversely, in the Dune show, I actually don't like that Viking actor.
Oh, huh.
I'm scrolling. I'm going off script here.
Big scroll. Scrolling the F down. It's literally last in my list.
This is not until the third book. But the thing, spoiler alert, close your ears, fast forward 45 seconds if you don't want to know anything that happens in Dune Messiah. Paul is the bad guy in Dune Messiah. you were actively rooting against Paul, which is like, that is not the takeaway that anyone had from the Dune films. Everyone loved Timmy. Everyone loves the Atreides.
This is true.
Well, actually, I've never said it out loud. Paul's daughter is super important in Dune Messiah and in Children of Dune. And Frank was a Republican, so like he was not being woke.
No, he had a very dim view of.
They didn't have woke back then. Dan's got me rethinking now, Dune. Because the arc, I don't like the arc of the Viking guy. I can't think of his name.
Yes,
he's like the. Like you can't tell that. This is what I do like about it. You can't tell who's the protagonist and who's the antagonist. They're both pretty evil.
Not Gurney, but the guy who's supposed to make you think exactly. Not Gurney. You're supposed to think he's Duncan, Idaho. He's the most Duncan, Idaho character. Desmond Hart. There we go. Desmond Hart.
Right. Yeah.
Desmond Hart. That guy. Yeah. The actor, like, he's a fine actor, I'm sure, whatever. But I don't know the way he's playing it, and like I don't understand the quickness to which the king leapt onto his side and got rid of the sisterhood.
Yeah.
Mysterious. I don't want to spoil any of this stuff, but like, I thought that was like, this is a little rushed for me. I don't know. This king seems like, because they also set it up where the wife and him were not trusting each other, and then now all of a sudden they're on the same team. Yeah, so there is some problems now I think about it, but I didn't have high hopes for it, honestly, especially after the first episode.
See, I did have high hopes.
So maybe that's part of my like, this is better than I thought.
And here's the even funnier thing. The final two Dune books that Frank wrote are only about the Bene Gesserit. That's all. It's like the Atreides are gone.
I will say this spells out, like, I know you said it has the exposition issue, but at least it spells out some of these, like who is who, like, and where they came from.
Do you want to know the even bigger problem is that they based it off of Brian Herbert's books, not Frank. Was that his son or something? Yes. Yeah. Who has written him and a fellow by the name of Ken Anderson have written.
Ken Anderson, the Star Wars writer?
I have no idea. I've not read any of these. I've not read any of these books.
Oh, it was Ken Anderson. Let's look.
Kevin J. Anderson.
Kevin J. And there you go.
So he's written about 10 extra Dune books. No, more. Way more. Oh my God, way more. I've not read any of these. I guess this is true.
Yeah.
I don't know
Kevin
if
J. Anderson wrote the Star Wars ones. Who wrote the Dune ones?
Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson. They wrote them
so it is
together.
the Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really like those Jedi Academies that much, but
oh God. I probably am missing something. I've read all the canon Star Wars Disney novels.
yeah,
They are not very good.
19.
I can't imagine they would be.
No.
There's something where ChatGPT can come to the rescue. I bet it could churn those out.
Oh,
what?
I'd probably read them. I would read Star Wars ChatGPT novels probably.
They might be better than some of this Disney content. Oh my God. Talk about dumping money.
Skeleton Crew's gonna make it all back.
They could have hired us, and they'd have
and they should
more.
And they should, by the way.
And
they
we don't
should
even know what the hell we're doing.
If they hired me, I could point them in the right direction for a very, very nominal fee.
Of like
unbelievably nominal.
Mil.
Yeah, 1.8 mil per year.
Quarterly.
Yeah. No, I'd settle for per year. Okay, this is a spot
Disney,
we've not been in. What is
Andor's great. Yeah, Andor's great.
It says Bucky Irving here. Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go.
Bucky up.
Which, by the way, should be coming out real soon.
April.
Is it April? I thought it was February. Damn it.
April.
Wait, what's April? I've been typing.
Andor.
Oh. No, it says Kyron Williams.
I'll let it cook.
Yeah, still says Kyron Williams.
Okay.
So
word on the street is that they are doing a movie set 25,000 years in the past, but they say these things all the time and then they cancel them.
And then they cancel them. They need competent people who actually like Star Wars. Before, I don't care where they set the time frame. If you have the same group of people who gave you trash, they're going to give you trash again. Because they don't like Star Wars.
Wasn't there some decent Star Wars stuff in like some of the computer games?
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, that they should hire some of those people, right?
They should. Yeah.
Video game storytellers do a good job. Like I'm so surprised there's never been a Red Dead Redemption movie. A Red Dead Redemption movie would print.
Never played that game.
Oh, yeah. We got to do the show for this. We got to do the take cast for The Last of Us, Brian.
The first season was great, wasn't it?
Yeah. I haven't finished it. I still need to finish it.
Yeah, I think Fallout was
best
fun. Joe, I think it was the best one I watched. Or maybe not the best, but it was the one I liked the most that I watched in the last year.
Yeah, it's very stylistic.
It was just great. Yeah,
I haven't seen that either. There's too much good TV to watch. Or good is a strong word.
Yeah,
too much homework.
It wants you to do McLaurin and Daniels. Looks like.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Yeah,
I was hoping that was what it would want.
Yeah.
This is my last draft. I'm starving.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to be done.
This popcorn is not doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what should I eat?
Brian, I thought you were doing New Year, New Brian.
But I haven't. I need to go shopping and I don't want to.
I'm down 7 pounds just from not eating, just from not being a fat shit.
Just not eating. Yeah, that's the problem. Is the real thing is don't eat.
No, I eat. I just on January 1st, I went to the grocery store. I got eggs, egg whites, low-fat yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt, protein powder, beef, chicken, turkey, bacon, and I just eat protein and yogurt, basically.
I've been hitting the gym.
Yeah?
Most days, yeah.
Nice.
There we go. New year, new Dan.
Yeah.
Brian told me from Thanksgiving to Christmas he was only going to eat meat. He was gonna go full.
And I
liver
didn't do it.
Don't do that.
Why not?
You need more nutrients than are available in meat alone.
Dude, a cow eats all the nutrients that it needs to survive, bro.
In Trump's America, you don't need those nutrients anymore, bro.
I heard he was gonna make vegetables that weren't fried outlawed, but then RFK
rightfully
talked him
so.
off the
Rightfully
ledge.
so.
No, RFK said no. People have to eat bell peppers, dude.
Well, whatever RFK says is exactly what I'm going to do. So as long as he,
it's true. People are. It would be fun to get scurvy. That's why you take a multivitamin.
I know someone who got scurvy.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Imagine getting scurvy in 2025.
This was a long time ago, though. That probably makes it worse.
How do you know it's RFK and not the worm?
It wants
you have to take that risk.
Jordan Addison. Just wants Jordan Addison.
I was gonna say I've not even recognized that Jordan Addison was in the pool until this.
And we've
moment
never
right
gotten
now.
a chance to draft him.
Yeah. What do you guys have coming? I saw in the StreamYard someone just recorded a new endgame video. What's
did
coming up on the site?
Did Yuta release something?
I don't know if he released it, but I saw that it was recorded. But I don't want to I don't want to give out the goods if it's not ready.
Yeah, well, it must be ready in the next day or something. Or if he wants an editor, because we got Pete recommended somebody.
Buck.
I don't remember who was. Kind of look it up.
Who does it want for us at tight end?
It's got Schultz, Kincaid, Kraft, Goddard, Disley, Otten, Likely.
We'll do Kincaid on this one instead of Schultz. Yeah, man. I really wish I could hire an editor. That would be very, very ideal.
Yeah. So this one it likes to the tune of $11.79.
All right, everyone's getting nuggets.
Oh,
I'm gonna go right now.
Sklansky bucks.
All right, everyone.
Clemson
Thank you
on.
very much for watching the Thursday simulation battle royale stream. Comment below your favorite pick in battle royale if you made it 2 hours and 7 minutes into this episode, or tell us what shitty science fiction show we should discuss next week when we meet all back up. We will see you then. Good luck this weekend, everybody.
It's Short King summer, dude. It just feels like no one in fantasy sports ever learns anything. Does he mistime it, or is Brock Bowers just a grown man? Brock Bowers just a grown man. Dare I say, Rich, football might be back. In the words of Lane Johnson, this offense looks